All right, and we are live. Friday Night Feels. We made it online. All right, everyone, giddy up. It's going to be a show. I can already feel it. I'm so excited to be with all you tonight. I am licensed mental health counselor and certified life coach Patrick Monette, and welcome to another episode of Friday Night Feels. Friday Night Feels is a show that focuses on a variety of wellness-related issues, such as mental health, addiction, health concerns, stress management, relationship struggles, mindfulness, healing, and much more. The focus of the show is to create connection and to be able to talk about issues that affect us all and how to be the healthiest versions of ourselves that we can be. Each show, I invite a guest to come and join me to share their experiences and their journey. And this week, I have a dear friend of mine, Nancy O'Brien, joining us. So welcome, Nancy, to Friday Night Feels.
Thank you, Patrick. I am really excited to be here. And hello, everyone.
Hello. Okay. So Nancy and I have known each other for many years. So we've been talking about having her come on the show. And I'm so excited because she has so much to share. And I have a million questions. So I hope you're ready, Nancy. But I'll just share a little bit of Nancy's background. That she heads up the marketing and communications for Equanimity, the Relief Project, a not-for-profit organization that provides quality education through early learning and skills development to create thriving communities. A former magazine editor and investigative journalist, Nancy left the newsroom in 1993 to pursue her passion for helping others reach their highest potential and fulfill their purpose. She spent the next decade working with traumatized women and studying natural holistic healing methods, stress relief, relaxation, and meditation. She became a certified life purpose coach in 2002 and pursued further accreditation for teaching meditation and natural healing methodologies upon discovering her chosen path. In 2004, she met Lisa Rossi at a training in South Africa and became an ardent supporter of Lisa's vision and legacy in nurturing children for tomorrow with her Equanimity Relief Project since its founding in 2005. In 2020, just as the COVID-19 pandemic began, Nancy received an extraordinary invitation and opportunity to work directly with the foundation to help raise its profile and share its incredible legacy of empowering both minds and hearts to mold thriving individuals, promote community mobilization to drive program activities, use and value diversity, and utilize holistic and sustainable technologies and methodologies that care for people and the earth. So Nancy, it's such an honor having you here. I'm so excited.
I'm excited too, Patrick. Thank you so much for inviting me. Just at a time when it's really, really exciting for Equanimity, because what not everybody may know is that during the pandemic in the last 2 years, Equanimity has doubled its size. So we have gone from supporting 15 of our ECD centers to now expanding to 33 and around 1,500 children each year.
That is amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Well, it really is. I'm sort of the champion and spokesperson, but the boots on the ground people who have been part of Lisa's team, many for the entire 17 years, they're the real true heroes of the story. They have done incredible things and have literally moved mountains to do the work that they do. And it's really my honor and privilege and opportunity to be a champion, because that's cool. That's all I consider myself to be, is the person who is carrying a message and their message to others for nation building and sustainable communities, and how we can move forward as purpose-driven people. So I'm really excited to be here, and yes, we have wanted to do this for some time.
So it worked out perfectly. Oh.
It sure did.
And it's just so beautiful. When one of the things I was thinking as I was getting ready for tonight was, I believe in signs and things happen for a reason. And it's interesting because one thing I've noticed, and I always try to share your posts to my personal and professional pages so that people can see the work that you're doing. But the one thing that's always amazing is the posts always show up on my feed when I need something inspirational happening. Like if I'm just having a rough day or just a week, and then all of a sudden these beautiful posts, like your posts are beautiful and inspiring about the children, and just kind of like in the pictures of your background, these beautiful children, and it just softens the day and it just brings this beauty. So it's just this like really beautiful experience when I see the post, and to see uh, everything that the organization is doing to help the community, to help the children, and all of the amazing initiatives that it's developing. It's really inspiring.
You're exactly right. It's robust. I mean, the programming is there's nothing like it that I've ever seen. And of course, it's the kids that drive everything. And one of the key things to really know and to understand just the impact of the work is they measure school readiness, and school readiness, has been tracked since 2011. And just by way of example, last year, during an incredible year, the team, the ECD team, achieved 92% school readiness. So that means that all of the kids in the program, including the new ones, the new ECD centers, the fledgling ones that came aboard during last year, which there were 5, all the overall is 92% ready. And that's huge for these communities, because before Ekukinieni comes in, they do not have any formal education.
Oh, wow.
And these kids are the kids now that we reach, we bring them up to the same level that their counterparts in other parts, in the more affluent communities. So these children really are being given a chance that they wouldn't have without Ekukinieni.
That's amazing.
It
Wow.
really is.
That's so inspiring, of just the generations of hope and change that's creating, like talking about planting seeds for the future. That's incredible.
It really is. And last year we had an anniversary dinner, and it was really a wondrous big event. There were 140 people that attended and 14 new funders. And the amazing thing is that Mint Group, which is a phenomenal company, I could talk just about them too, and their partnership with Ekukinieni, but they hosted this event, this birthday fundraiser, and they did a video. And when I saw the video, I was extremely moved, because there was a young woman who was walking through Faith Day. And Faith Day was the very first ECD center, known as Crushes in South Africa. And it was the very first one that Lisa took in 2005, the very first one. It was called Faith Day. This woman who, gosh, and I wish I had all of the details, but really successful university student, just had been won beauty contest. I mean, just a thriving, beautiful woman, was talking about how she made her start at Faith Day.
Wow.
So you're exactly right that I got goosebumps.
Right.
You're exactly right that this is generational change.
Right.
This is transformation at the grassroots level. I'm often thinking of Margaret Mead. You probably know that quote with Margaret Mead saying, all real true change, real true progressive change happens with a small group of like-minded people. And
Right.
that's what we're growing. It really is a movement. It's a movement of people with common shared higher purpose, working towards a goal to educate, nourish, and empower 500,000, 500,000 kids through our ECD Centers of Excellence by 2030.
Oh my gosh.
It's a beautiful goal. And
that is beautiful.
We can do it. We really can. Together, we can move mountains, and we can continue, because we're seeing, even in the toughest times,
Right.
that we're growing and
Right.
we're expanding and we're making a difference.
Right. Well, And that was part of the reason too that I wanted to have you come on, so to be able to, share about this incredible non-for-profit organization, and also to see how can I help, or how can the people maybe who are watching, are there opportunities that maybe we could get involved with? And you and I had talked a little bit of, there's so many amazing organizations in the world, and in that, I'm in New York, so in the United States, but there's something about this one that's always drawn me to it. Like when I see the pictures and knowing you and knowing the other people, like personally, who are involved, there's such a beautiful connection. So I really wanted to be able to see how can we help, and are there any opportunities? I've made some posts about the Mandala Monday that's coming up, so I'm wondering if maybe you could educate us a little bit about what that is.
I sure can. I can speak to both these things. One, because not all of us are going to be famous. Not all of us are going to have lots of money. That's just not going to happen. But every person can make a difference.
Right.
And this drive in particular that we're doing, which is a celebration of Mandela Day, but we celebrate it for the whole month, and all of South Africa does.
Okay. Oh,
I mean,
beautiful.
after all, it's we're celebrating President Nelson Mandela's legacy, and 67 minutes is connected to 60 minutes of service, which is what everybody knows in South Africa, to do. That 67 represents the number of years that Nelson Mandela spent fighting for freedom and democracy.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Right, and of course, Lisa's legacy too is connected to President Mandela, because she was part of his inaugural government. Wow. When it came to power, and she was part of that transitional government. She went into Germany and it was involved in high-level negotiations for twinning agreements between Germany and South Africa at that time. So her legacy and the work that she does is really, really connected to President Mandela's legacy as well, and especially what he says about education. And he has some beautiful, beautiful quotes about education. And being so important, and that's the resource that really must come first. Right. Is making sure that young people are educated and have a chance. So, but you're right. Like the drive we're doing right now is is for like a $6 entry. $6 US, and it's $100 rand, or $6 US will pay for a hat and a scarf to keep one of the children warm, because not everybody knows this, but it gets very cold in the winter in South Africa, and we're going into the winter now.
Right.
And so this particular drive that we're doing is to purchase a knitted scarf and hat for each of the 1,500 children.
Oh my goodness.
And so it's as little as a latte, we'll do that.
Right, I was just thinking that's a latte that people get like every day.
That's a latte at Starbucks, and I don't even know if that's enough anymore.
Yeah, well, and these little kids can have some warmth and some comfort for $6.
So for most people, you just skip your latte, and a child will be kept warm at night. So it can be as simple as that. But I'm also aware that not everybody can even do that.
Right.
And I don't want anyone to feel left out. So there's always opportunity. And what we're always looking for is that kind of support that you are giving to me and Eku Kenyeti on Facebook and your social media. And that is sharing our posts.
Okay.
Carrying the message, getting the word out. I have a couple of teams of social media ambassadors who do just that. They jump on, they see our posts, they share them. They spread the word amongst their peers, their family, and
their circles,
and their circle, and just say, "Hey, I'm involved in this. This is something that's making a difference." Because we're talking a lot about the kids, but I can spend a lot of time on the food security side, because the nourish pillar, there's 3 pillars. There's the education pillar, and that's the one where our goal is to educate 500 kids 500,000 children through our ECD centers by 2030. The next pillar is about nourishment. And the first time I visited Ecokenyani, and I've been there, I don't know, 4 or 5 times now.
Wow.
I can't remember. My last visit was 2016, and so it's been a while. But my very first one, I toured their resource hubs, their food garden resource hubs. They have 2 of them, and one's in Lawley and one's in Arundel. And I was blown away. I literally was blown away because I saw something I didn't know anything about, which is permaculture and sustainable agriculture, urban farming,
Okay.
and a way to like regenerate the soil, love the earth.
Right.
So loving the earth and learning to use certain principles, agroecology principles, sustainable agriculture, permaculture, all of these technologies, you know, we can call them technologies,
Right.
but they're ancient.
Right.
They're ancient practices where we take from the earth, but we're providing to the earth at the same time, is the best way to describe it. It touched me, and I've been a supporter really from the beginning. But that is how to build community. It's the whole thing. It's like that we're doing this for the kids, and we're doing it because we must for the children and future generations. But at the same time, what's happening is the people being trained are the community people. It's not like it's all community development, and it's a dance. It's a miraculous thing, and really visiting there, we have hands-on days. So exciting now because now they're happening again this year, and they're happening regularly, and you can see in the posts the transformation that happens to the people who go in and they paint, or they, you know, they're drawing with the kids. They are touched and impacted, and it really is. It's everyone's transformed. Everyone has an experience, and I have not seen really anyone go in there that doesn't walk away and recognize that there's something magical going on here.
Right. And that's so powerful where, you know, people, I think sometimes like foreigners going into another, like I've had some experience that you and I have talked about in other countries where you go in and you put the Band-Aid and then you're like, oh, okay, now you're fixed. Now it's great. But this is true missionary work, in my opinion. I don't know if you call it that, but to be able to go in and say, hey, we have these strengths, let's connect our forces to see what strengths you have, and then make this sustainable. So you don't need us, you just need each other.
Exactly. I mean, it really is that.
Incredible.
It really is. It's like it's driven by the community. That's why when you were reading in the bio, it's like it's all done within a sphere of trust. Right. And love and compassion. So it's not like anybody's going in there and doing the old, like, I think there's a parable or something, I don't know, but it's always stuck with me. You know, you feed a man a fish, you feed him for a day. You teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime.
Right.
And it's that. And let's face it, when we look at Lawley and the beloved community of Lawley, when Lisa went in there, there was no running water. There was no building permits. There wasn't anything because they lacked the resources, and the government was not providing anything to these communities. Right. So without Ecokenyani, these people would have been lost. Wow. And so now the whole community benefits because the ECD centers that come into our care, they're brought up to building code. They're provided quality education that's taught by the community teachers. So it's not, we don't bring teachers in, we don't do anything like that. It's all within the community. It's an upliftment of the existing community.
Right. That's incredible.
It's just phenomenal.
Yeah, and it's fun to see, I love learning different cultures, and I think the posts, what I appreciate, in addition to the cute little faces that you see that you have behind you, is it's also it's unlike anything else I've ever seen, where it is pulling in the stories of, the what I love about it is like the transparency. Is like, this is what we do, these are the people we're helping, let us introduce you to them. Like when they're doing the food different things, and me, I'm a foodie, so I'm like, oh, let me open this one. But the joy that you see in the beauty, and there's the I just see it as sort of like this love just emanates from all of the posts, and this respect that you see among people, and the celebrations and teachers' accomplishments. And I think, in the States, that teachers are they're, in my opinion, sometimes they're like really front line in the education. Like their role is so important in children's development. So to see how it's celebrated in another culture is really amazing to me. And it's just something really beautiful that, as I followed your post over the years, I've really just always admired.
The team is, I'm really, really looking forward to Monday, when we do our live stream, because the team is going to be all on there, and I'm really, really looking forward to having them experience all that love and feedback, because what they do, like, they are the true heroes. They really are. I mean, Debbie and Oren, Debbie is the head of the ECD side, and Oren is the head of food security. And their work and their leadership has been phenomenal. And then, then you have the community gardeners, and these guys, oh, I love doing posts about them. Oh gosh, I'm a little emotional. The work that they're doing, because they go to these gardens and they tend to them in such a loving way, and this is the food that's going to supplement the kids' diet, because
Wow.
we provide 2 meals a day.
Wow.
And we get support for that from a wonderful funder, Meat World. They're supplying 120 kilograms of chicken.
Oh my gosh.
With each month, which goes to, and this is a rare opportunity that when they came aboard, we were so excited, because our owner operators, the owner operators of the ECD, these are entrepreneurs. They're social entrepreneurs. They get skills development and money management to enable them, because these are their businesses. They're social entrepreneurs, and yes. So they very, very rarely would have the financial means to provide poultry as a protein. Right. Our kids are mostly getting legumes and beans, and that's their protein needs are historically met that way. So when Meat World, I think this was their second year with us, when they came aboard, it was like really thrilling for them to be able to provide the chicken as well. But our food gardens, there's a whole network of community gardens and ECD gardens, and these supply, produce, healthy, holistic, and naturally grown produce for our kids, and also for the larger community. Okay. And this year, it began last year, we had a wonderful anonymous funder from Europe, who funded a 17-month agricultural entrepreneur program.
Oh my God.
Yes, I could go on and on, for 20 youth. So it's not just the kids. It's like the kids are our heart and soul. They drive us, but these 20 youth went through this program, and they are, and oh gosh, I don't know if you saw the post, but we built a 6-tunnel market garden, and 6-tunnel means those huge greenhouses, right? So there's now 6 of them with this market garden in Lawley, and these 20 youth are now fully trained. They had their first harvest. It was early and it was bumper. I mean, you should see the lettuce and the carrots and the things that came out of this garden for the first time. And then what happens though is they have a ready market, because they're selling to our 30 ECD centers now in Lolly and Kokatawa.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so, I mean, it really is this dance, this interconnectedness, and everything is about love and service.
Right.
It really is.
Right.
Yeah.
So what opportunities would there be someone who, you know, well, actually, let me backtrack. I'm sorry. Could you tell me a little bit more about what's going on Monday? I've shared some of the posts, but I would love you of the walk, dance, or run for Mandala. I know you mentioned $6, but I'd like to know a little more.
Sure. Yeah, I'll talk a little bit more. I'm still waiting for your video, by the way. So he's laughing. So
Be in technology, Nancy. Everyone who watches this knows I'm not the best, so it will get there.
well, it's so funny because I have to tell everybody too that you're my tech support. So we are having lots of fun with the tech, and you are really, really good at what you do. So don't ever say you aren't.
I'm planning my video.
Okay, I'm waiting for it. So on Monday, we are wrapping our Mandela Month campaign. It has been going on since the end of June.
Okay.
We launched right at the end of June our Mandela Month campaign. And what it involves is we have invited people to our event. And we are, like I said before, we are raising money to provide each of our little ones a beanie cap, a warm little hat and scarf to keep them warm this winter. And the cost for that is 100 Rand, which is $6 US or thereabouts.
Okay.
So, and you can support as many kids as you like, but for as little as $6, you can make a difference and keep a little one warm at night this winter. So that's the campaign. But what we wanted to do, though, what our other goal is because we have such a passionate, enthusiastic community of partners and funders and supporters, we came up with a virtual run, walk, dance for Ekukanyeni. And what we invited everyone to do was to go out and do a run, a walk, or a dance, or all of them. Some people did all three in their videos, and wear a running bib that says run, walk, dance for Ekukanyeni, and make a video. And just, it doesn't have, it can be 30 seconds, it could be 40 seconds. It doesn't have to be long, but one where you introduce yourself and you say who you are, where you are, and that you're, in this location doing your run, walk, dance for Ekukanyeni. And then, you get creative with it. We didn't really say much more. It's just, go and have some fun as a supporter. Please dance for us. Please walk.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I mean, you and I have talked about this. So anybody could still sign up if they wanted. Is there time? Okay.
Please still sign up. We can, with the posts are out there, you can link to a post. The registration is still up there. It's still open until Sunday. I am still accepting videos. I mean, like, come on down. We are going to be on Monday showcasing for 67 minutes all of our funders.
Oh, what a celebration!
And Patrick, I know you're going to be there with me, but for you especially, when we have the kids videos too. Wait till you see those. We're going to open with a beautiful one of the kids, and the closing one, oh gosh, it's going to melt your heart.
Well, that was one of the things, if it's okay, I was thinking, to share with you is when you said that you went in 2005 was the first time you went, or 2000?
No, she 2005 was the year that Ekukanyeni started. I met Lisa in South Africa in 2004, but Ekukanyeni
hadn't existed. Okay.
Yeah, my first visit, oh gosh, I can't remember. Maybe I don't know, but I know that my last one was 2016.
Okay,
I remember it because I didn't want to come back.
Right. Well, one of the things, and that was interesting. So I have done some trips to work as a volunteer in Nicaragua, as you and I have talked about over the years. Yes, and one of the things, I think the first time I went, was when I was 16. And so what was powerful was, you're coming from, New York in the United States, and, your everyday life, having Walmart and everything. And, it's an easy, convenient. And I just remember it was culture shock, right? Just to see everything in the third world country, and the poverty, it really broke my privilege open, and so many different things. And as we were working, and at that time I didn't speak any Spanish, so it was just like gracias, de nada, very few. But the one thing, and you could just feel it, was the amazing love from these
Yeah.
people who, and I just remember being in a home that was dirt floor, and hanging out with people who we didn't speak the same language, and feeling more home there than I'd ever felt in my entire life.
I understand that completely.
Right. And so when you say,
understand that completely.
you didn't want to come home, and so
Yeah.
when I see your pictures, or when I see the kiddos in the people, it's that same energy of this, and it's hard if you haven't ever experienced it, for other people who might be watching or listening.
Exactly.
It's this really sacred, beautiful experience of connection, it surpasses every language, and
Yeah.
just this human connection of we're here together in this dance. And when like the social media was really created, and being able to follow you and everything and share those posts, it was like going back home again. I mean, even though South America and Latin America, but there's still a connection. But it's just the beautiful mission of supporting the communities, but helping them with the education, and I love the education and nourishing, the empowering, to be able to part of that. So when you're sharing that, I can really relate to that. Of it just, and one of the things too, Nancy, that I know that you talk that we talk about in Friday Night Feels is people who struggle with mental health or addiction or different struggles. And one of the things that I've always talked about is when I've struggled in different times of my life, one of the things that have always helped me get out of my funk was actually like forcing myself to help someone who was more in need than I was.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden you just feel like it's a movement. It's almost like you're rigid, and then all of a sudden you can breathe a little bit, and it just makes you, I think, connect to that love.
I absolutely agree. I think the greatest way to get out of yourself is to help somebody.
Yeah, and yeah,
And
even if you don't know what you're doing.
No, well, yeah.
Like, I mean, I just think of times in my own life, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm trying.
Oh, I mean, just before we got on here, I had no audio. I've been struggling with my audio for days. So, so there's always something. There's always something that's going to trip us up. I mean, that's the human condition. We're all there's ups and downs. We're going to have good times, and we're going to have bad times. And the thing is to just always get up. Get knocked down, I get up again. It's just always just get back up on your horse and ride it and keep going.
Right.
And and clean up the mess or whatever is going on. But just don't look back. That's over with, and and just move on.
Right.
Find a way to resolve and move on.
Right.
But the way that I have found to do that is through service. And everything that you shared about your experience and making that connection, I experienced too. And I remember my feelings there early on, and I had young children at the time, and I understood what you said about the privilege. And what I observed in my own community and in my kids' classrooms and things like that is that they didn't, because of that privilege that they had, they weren't able to naturally make that connection.
Right.
And so what I started to do was to go into the schools and get them involved in seeing and meeting, kids that didn't have all what they had, and I wasn't trying to get that across necessarily. Rather, I felt that our kids here were at a greater disadvantage from being able to get that heart connection. And so I got them, the kids here going, collecting teddy bears for the kids down there.
Right.
And we did those kind of drives. So I do get that. And I think that's something that needs to be remedied and needs to be addressed, because, you know, our planet and these, again, going back to the sustainable agriculture and urban farming and those kind of things, these guys have the model. They have the model. It's been developed over 17 years. It works. And that's kind of the other thing of getting the word out, that there is a model that exists for creating healthy, sustainable communities.
Right.
And the first world countries can learn from that.
Right. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's so powerful. You know, you just changing the way it is.
To hear, isn't it?
But yeah, and also, you know, I think too, you know, I just remember when I came home when I was 16, and I remember my mom told me years later, she goes, there was something, you went through such a hard time coming home, and I didn't know how to help you, because it blew my mind that I could go to Walmart. Nothing against Walmart, you know, but like I could go to a store 24/7, right, and get whatever I needed. And I just left these people who have dirt floors and only have rice. Like, it was just, for a 16-year-old, my circuits were just blown of how that is, and it forever changed me of you know, through different things of becoming an adult, of okay, so how can I pay this forward? How can I help other people? What can I do? Because in those moments where I haven't, I don't feel good. Like, it feels so unnatural. You know, I feel stuck.
Yeah, but look at you now. I mean, your whole everything, including your cooking. And I'm a foodie too.
Right.
You know, but you're even woven that into all aspects of your life, Patrick. I watch you. I have watched you for years, and I love watching you on your shows and all that you're doing for others, because that, you know, we have the blessing. We have the blessing of knowing this and knowing that reaching out and helping somebody and living, you know, your life on purpose. That's why I became that life purpose.
I love that. Yeah.
Didn't know what I was doing. I mean, half the time I don't know. I often say, well, I'm always flying by the seat of my pants, but I think most people are.
Yes, especially on the world side, the last 2.5 years have just thrown everything upside down. And that's, you know, I just kind of wanted to go back to what you're saying too, is the people who want to help but may not be able to, like whatever challenges they're facing, where they want to help, but being able to is something as beautiful and simple as just sharing a post and knowing that they can connect with you. And just say, it's like, this is something that I can do. I have my phone, I have my tablet. I can't send anything in, but I can share a post is so beautiful and empowering, I think, for me, just to hear that.
And honestly, I can't tell you that would help me enormously.
Right.
If I had people sharing the posts and getting them out there, because there's a ripple effect.
Right.
And organic sharing is queen and king and rook.
Right.
It really is.
Well, one of the things that I shared this story with Nancy, where years ago, I was moved, you know, learning about, okay, so, these little ones need, you know, tiny hats and scarves. So maybe instead of, you know, in the North Country, we get really cold winters. I'm like, maybe I could learn how to crochet or something. And when I'm doing mindless, and it was one of the worst epic failures of my entire life. I bought a loom. I was telling Nancy the other day, there may have been an injury with a wall. We don't need to go down that story. Where I got a loom. I was trying to watch a 12-year-old on YouTube. I couldn't. My brain was just like, Patrick, just buy the hats. so excuse me. But you know, is there something like, I know so many amazing people who can, or with crafts and everything, who can just like snap their fingers and they've created this. Is there anything that people, you know, you and I had talked about this, like if they're not big social media people, but could people donate anything and maybe we could collaborate where I could send it for them?
Absolutely. We have a wonderful, wonderful colleague and friend who we know from Scotland, Kay. She has a group of ladies, and they get together and they knit. And I know they sell woolies there. So absolutely, in-kind donations are wonderful. So, and especially something handcrafted. And they, it's just a matter of, like, from the US, I don't know what Kay is doing in terms of getting her shipments over
Right.
there. It can be, it can be a bit of a challenge, but it's absolutely doable.
Okay. Awesome.
So if people wanted to, oh gosh, of course.
Okay.
If people wanted to, because that's so loving and from the heart. I mean, to give a handmade, beanie and scarf, or
I can make killer pot holders. I just didn't think it would be helpful. I mean, like, I can loom a pot holder with eyes shut. That's fine. But I thought that it wasn't appropriate. So I was like, okay, so other people can use we'll support each other with our gifts. So if there is anyone who's watching or listening who might be interested, please contact me, and we can, put it together where if you want to donate those goods and your gifts to that, I will definitely put it together and take care of the shipping to South Africa, if that helps at all.
Yeah, well, that would be wonderful, because I'm not the crocheter either. Or knitter, but this is what being a champion for Ekukunene is fills me with such great joy, and I feel so richly blessed. But I do know that there are some fantastic crafters out there, and we have, like, women in the community too. So even for the ladies and for the teachers and for the owners, there are, any size, and is welcome.
Okay, wonderful.
And yeah, for sure. I mean, that would be wonderful, because it does get cold in the winter in South Africa. Although when I'm there, because I grew up on the East Coast in Nova Scotia, I'll sit out in it, and then people are like, "Can you go inside now?"
You're like, it's fine. It's not snowing. Like, I'm fine. I got shorts on.
Yeah. But in the community, because they often are living in tin shacks still with the dirt floors, and because the community is still, it's not the same as what it is here.
Right. So
Yeah.
if people wanted to connect with you, Nancy, what would be the easiest way? If they just had more questions or wanted to connect or volunteer, what would be helpful for that?
I can be reached at my email address, which is nancy@ekukunene.org. And we also have Facebook, but it's easy to reach me. If you go on our Facebook page and send a message, I'm going to be the person to get it. You can reach me again at my email. Anybody here who knows you can contact you, and you can reach me. So I'm absolutely accessible, and I would love to hear from people.
All right. Also, and you were saying, do you have a YouTube channel as well?
We do. We do have a YouTube channel, and that's my big project this year, is to really get going on YouTube, and we're doing our first official Facebook Live. We did one for Giving Tuesday a couple of years ago, but this is our first official one, I would call it, and so we're going to be broadcasting the replay through YouTube, and I'm busy populating all of our videos, because I really love the video work. I really, especially on our hands-on days, to see that interaction and to see the kids and to hear the kids. I really, really do like the video work, and I really want to get us going on YouTube this year.
That's great. And as Nancy was saying, on Instagram as well. So anyone who follows me on Instagram or Facebook, you can just contact me or see who I'm following. And I really like that about social media. It's easy to connect. And then, sometimes people just, I'm a visual person, so I need to see the name in front of me. So it sounds really easy to connect with you and then just get that information.
Yeah, it really is. We are on Facebook. We are on Instagram. We are we are on LinkedIn, and we do, I really like being on LinkedIn because it's that professional connection. We have a lot of corporate funders that are coming aboard, a couple of big construction companies that have one of these funders, really fantastic. They're Enza Construction. They came aboard and they asked, can we, go into Soweto? And so this year, oh gosh, I get emotional again. We have gone beyond the community of Lolly, and we went into a neighboring one in Coquitella, but now we have expanded operations into Soweto.
Oh,
So
congratulations.
yes, oh gosh, I mean, it was just really exciting. So we have we've grown from the 15 to the 33 now, which meant 2 more resource hubs. So we have 2 ECD side resource hubs in Lolly. They're supporting the ECD centers in Lolly and Coquitella. And then we have a 3rd ECD hub, resource hub now that's supporting our 3 new ECD centers in Soweto.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, if someone wanted to be a sponsor, how does that work?
Well, what do you mean by sponsor?
Like you've mentioned, like these corporations that are coming in and connecting. Is that something that anybody could do, or do they have to be in a specific country?
No, and there's right on the website. If you go to the donate page, there is a way to adopt a crush. So you can go in. I mean, really come up to us with an offer of anything. We have, our arms are wide open.
Okay.
They really are. I mean, we are building, we are nation builders, we're creating community, and we love having more people join our movement, our mission, and our goal to educate, nourish, and empower these kids. So, I can't really say. I mean, somebody come up with this fantastically creative solution or idea, and to come in and hey, I would like to do this, and I mean, I'm not saying that everything's going to fly,
right?
But we certainly are open to people wanting to participate. It's a little bit, I mean, I'm in Canada, and so I'm working from here, and it was a challenge in the beginning because I'm not there to see all the time or whatever. But each and every day I grow and I learn more, and I am just constantly amazed at all of what's unfolding.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So I mean, we're open to ideas. We're open to people's creativity. I mean, people can go and we have one company, Anchor Capital. They came in and they adopted Shingatai. And so they go, and you can see how excited they are when they get there, and they send their employees, because it really is this, they have a very strong corporate responsibility piece. There are economic incentives to do so. In fact, they're almost, these economic incentives are important for them, these companies, to get certain tax breaks and things like this. And we are a top tier level provider of that. I mean, I'm not even
amazing.
So there's for the companies, there's these tax, that they get the tax incentive, and they get these important, what they're called, BEE points, and they're very important to those companies, and we are top tier providers of that. And that's important, and it's important that we can do that. But we provide so much more. I mean, I receive so much more, and that I'm not even that's not even applicable to me.
Right.
But we do all of those things, and it's really important. And it just goes to show you how legitimate the work is, and it's it's all there because it's a nonprofit, so it's right out there for all funders get reports frequently, and they get to see everything that's being done. So
that's so amazing. What a beautiful opportunity for everyone.
Yeah, Lisa's remarkable in terms of her you know, her leadership and
Right.
and in providing everything that a funder would need.
That's amazing.
It
So
really is.
Nancy, thank you
Oh,
so
and
much for coming. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
one more, yeah, I just wanted to add one more thing about that. That's also, for anybody in the US, any company in the US, we can also provide, and you're going to know the numbers at a 501 thing or
Oh
whatever.
yeah, if I will, yeah.
So,
Yep.
so I wanted to say that, especially to this audience, that if
Okay.
there's a business in the United States, they get that same tax benefit because of Love First Foundation.
Okay.
That's Alex Whiting, and he has a nonprofit organization that solely supports eco-community
Oh, that's
relief projects.
amazing.
So so we have that too. So any company in the United States can also get that tax benefit.
Oh,
So
wonderful.
that.
Yay,
Yeah.
thank you so much. Well, I hope you can come back and keep us updated. You're now part of the Friday Night Fields family, Nancy. Giddy up.
Okay.
So,
Thank you
if
for having
anyone's
me.
interested, connect me. Well, I'm helping out on Monday. So if there's anyone that's interested that wants to walk, dance, or run, just let us know and we can hook you up. And Nancy, before we end, I just have one question that I always ask my final question for my guests is, what is one thing that you would like the audience to walk away with tonight?
Love is the answer.
100%. So thank you so much, Nancy, for coming and sharing with this amazing organization. And hopefully we'll be able to do some amazing work together in the future. And anyone who might be interested, will be lucky to be able to be involved. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And thank you to everyone who watches or will be listening. As I said in one of my posts, I'm going to be taking a break from Friday Night Fields to enjoy the summer and focus on wellness, what we talk about here. So I'm glad that this was our last show before the break. So we will see you all in August, and I hope you all have a beautiful and amazing weekend. Take care, everyone.
Bye. Thank you, Patrick.
Sure.
Bye.